Okay, so I got a book review. For the book club today, this month, I've read Mortal Engines by Philip Reeve. Basically, this book is about moving towns who devour each other to stay moving. That's basically, survival of the fittest. The town London has been hiding in the hills for quite some time, but now suddenly they're starting to move again. So the big question is why? For our main character Tom, at least, he's an apprentice in the history department of a museum, and he suddenly finds himself drawn into a kind of a big mess of stuff, as head characters tend to do. When he's pushed up the city, down onto the ground, and finds himself stuck with the scarred Hester Shaw. And I really can't tell you all that much more about it until you read the book, because I don't want to spoil it. But that's essentially what it's about. Okay. My thoughts on this book. First thought, I was too old for this book. It kind of it was the only thing I thought about, like the first chapter or so. I was like, why am I reading this book? I'm too old for this book. It felt a bit childish to me. So I have a sense that if I had read it a few years ago, I would have loved it more than I did now. And I didn't really like it. I didn't really like the book. I didn't really like the characters. I didn't really like the story. And I kind of was like, well, I'm reading it, but I'm reading it, and I wouldn't have read it if it was for the book club. And then I got to the end, and I was like, now I really like this book. I really liked the last few chapters of it. And I was like, now I like the characters, and now I kind of want to read the next one, which I haven't done yet. So, yeah, it kind of grew on me. One of those books. I think that the reason to why I thought it was childish is because it's the language is very easy. But either way, no matter how old you are, the story is kind of awesome, and the setting is like, for me at least, I don't know if there are a lot of others in this kind of genre, but for me it was like, this is like new. I've never seen anything like this before. But yeah, one thing, like, particularly that I thought about that bugged me was the way that it says in the book that Hester is ugly. And, like, okay, I get that she's ugly, but you don't have to say it, like, every time you kind of mention that you're looking at her, because the book is written from Tom's point of view. So I was like, yeah, she's ugly, but yeah, get over it. That's kind of all I had to say. I did give this book only 2 stars out of 5 on Goodreads. because I really only liked the ending of it. I didn't really like it up to then. But maybe I will if I read it again, and in English. Either way, it's not a book that I feel like, God, this was a waste of time, because it did kind of give me something, since it was kind of new, and the story's kind of good. So, but it wasn't a book that I was like, when I shut the cover and I felt like, and held it, and I was like, nothing compels me to read this book again, It wasn't that kind of book. It's kind of hard describing books in a video. Oh, I don't really know what to say. And I have a script. Yeah, but, I feel like I was too old for this book, and if I was a bit younger, and not spoiled by the Fault in Our Stars, I probably would have liked it more. But it was an okay book. So